All right, I'm going to have to write small on this one because I have to solve this matrix equation. So in order for me to solve a matrix equation, I have to get B all by itself. So I'm multiplying a matrix to B, and I'm also have a matrix floating around. So let's subtract this matrix from both sides. So I'm going to subtract negative 3, 7 from both sides. Negative 3, 7. This crosses out. So let's write it over here. We have negative 3, 0, 5, 1. Don't forget that negative, by the way. It's so easy to do. Equals 21 minus negative 3 is the same thing as 21 plus 3, which is 24. And 21 minus, I'm sorry, my fault, negative 39 minus 7 is negative 46. I forgot my B. So here I was talking about, don't forget that negative when I forgot the B. That would actually be very, 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 very important. Let's distribute that negative real quick. So now I have this. And that's going to equal 24 negative 46. All right. Now, this is very important. You can't divide by a matrix. It's impossible. But what you can do is you can multiply both sides of its inverse, and that essentially does the same thing. So what I need to do is I need to find the inverse of that guy and multiply it to both sides. The way you find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix is thing number one. You set up a fraction 1 over its determinant. That's thing number one. So the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix has you multiplying these two guys together. So 3 times negative 1 is 3, and 0 times 5 is 0. So I end up with just negative 1 over 3. 1 over negative 3, negative 1 over 3, same thing. Then you take that and you multiply it to this matrix where you flip the 3 and the negative 1. So you flip the top left and the bottom right to make it negative 1 and 3. Make this its opposite, so the opposite of 0 is 0, and make that bottom left its opposite, which becomes 5. Now it's scalar multiplication. Multiply it out, and you end up with positive 1/3, 0, negative 5/3, negative 1. So we take this guy, which is the inverse of this guy right here. We multiply it to both sides. So what that's going to look like, if I rewrote this one out, I'm worried that I don't have enough space, but I think I'll be okay. If I rewrite out 3, 0, negative 5, negative 1, B equals, leave myself some space, 24 times negative 46. I have to multiply them both on the left side. I can't just, go back and forth. So this ends up being 1/3, 0, negative 5/3, negative 1, 1/3, 0, negative 5/3, negative 1. This becomes the identity matrix, which goes away, and now B is going to be all by itself, and I have matrix multiplication. So with matrix multiplication, you split that up in by rows, and it's already one column, and this shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully. 1/3 times 24 is 8, plus 0 times negative 46 goes away. Negative 5/3 times 24 is negative 40. And then negative 1 times negative 46 is plus 46. So at the end of the day, I end up with 8, 6. And that's my B. which is what I would say if I have a honey company and I lost my queen bee. Oh my God, all right.